Hey, you want to help me out here, man? Oh, shit. You're definitely a bad motherfucker.
Speaking of discussing film, I want to talk about a movie I saw. So people who know me know that I have a certain admiration for an Aikido associate known as don't laugh, listen, don't laugh. He's very serious.
He's impervious and also a bad.
The man Steven Seagal. I've been on a Steven Seagal binge recently, and I bought for $3 Under Siege 2. That's the great thing. I love buying Steven Seagal movies secondhand because that means he sees none of the money, which means he doesn't get paid.
All of the enjoyment of Steven Seagal.
And I've seen Under Siege 1. That's the one where he's a cook. He's like an ex-Navy SEAL cook.
Are you like some special forces guy or something?
I'm just a cook.
Steven Seagal is one of the most unintentionally funny men in the world.
He's so insistent on ad-libbing. I'm not gonna go the movie like scene by scene. I wrote a list of funny shit. There's a part where Steven Seagal, because he's a cook, he's a cook. The reason why he isn't captured, because it's like Die Hard on a train, and like, oh, how does he not get captured when the terrorists come in? It's because he's in the kitchen making a cake. He's using a whisk, but instead of like, using it as like a whisk, he's like using it as like a fucking spoon and like jamming it into the cake mix. So he's not using it as a whisk.
It's like stabbing the cake.
He is. So he's in the kitchen when the terrorists take over, and the terrorists come in, they shoot up one of the cooks, and he's like, oh, anyone else want to be a hero? And then Steven Seagal, badasses him and kills him instantly.
Of course.
And the other bad guy, Seagal kicks him out the door, and the bad guys, very obviously see that someone has killed their men, so they just take their machine guns and just spray the car, and it kills every single one of the cooks. I'm like, Steven, you are responsible for the death of like 4 other people. But later on, he's like at a bar cart or whatever. He has like this like random, sidekick he has. Steven Seagal is like doing shit, and he's like, what are you doing, man?
What am I doing? Oh, I'm making a bomb.
And he's pulling out fucking coconut oil, and I'm like, great job, Steven. And he does in fact make a bomb because he throws it at like a bunch of guys, and it results in a 5 full body fire stunt. Like this, it's like a 2-layer train compartment. So he douses the stairs in like cooking oil or something, and he shoots one guy with a flare, and as he tumbles down the stairs, he just gets engulfed in flames. Like how in like these Die Hard movies, like the whole bit is like, oh man, how is like the good guy gonna arm himself? He has nothing. Like in John McClane, like, he kills one guy. He starts with a pistol, but then he works his way up to like a machine gun. In Under Siege 2, he just fucking opens a bag and he has like a gun, and I'm like, what? That's bullshit. Like, where'd that come from?
He always has that ready. If we get one of us in there to play Steven Seagal in a sketch, who has to put on a fake goatee?
I have to be Steven Seagal. Okay, I call dibs on Steven Seagal because I know him better than anyone else.
You wanted this role for years.
The only time someone's been gunning for a Steven Seagal role.
As long as you can do the stupid run, that's what matters.
Okay, so Seagal does do a run in Under Siege 2, but it's so fun. Yeah. Okay, so it happens at the end of the film, and like he's on a train, and it's like, oh no, like this giant like gasoline train is coming from like the opposite side of the tracks because they switch the tracks, so the train collides, and it's like a really good effect. It couldn't have been a real train, but it looks like a real train, and it's like boom, it's exploding, and it cuts to Steven Seagal, but he's just jogging. He's jogging in the train. It's like oh no, it's like fucking Temple Run. Speaking of walking, there's a scene where Steven Seagal is fighting Everett McGill from Twin Peaks. He shambles like he's Frankenstein's monster during it.
I'm convinced Steven Seagal is like, he's 3 toddlers in a bodysuit.
The final part of the movie is so fucking the train crash at the end is so funny because it has really good effects and Seagal is like climbing up the helicopter on the rope and the bad guy is like holding on to him. He's like, "No, don't leave me, Steven." And Steven slams the helicopter sliding door on his fingers and chops his fingers off as the main bad guy gets engulfed in a fireball and dies. And then it fades into Steven Seagal and his niece at a fucking graveyard. No words are exchanged. Credits.
What?
And because like the whole point is like his brother died or something. But things.
Of course.
And like there's like no words of like, oh man, that experience really changed us for the better, Uncle. It was like after a while, like I just stopped taking notes because I was getting kind of into the movie because the movie isn't bad. Like people don't understand. Seagal was in some pretty decent movies back then. This isn't one of them, but it was really funny.
This isn't one of them, but he was in some of them.
Okay, Bobby. You go get into that elevator. I gotta go beep somebody.
We watched Under Siege 2, which we have previously talked about on the Jeremy Renner podcast, where it was just me describing it. Did my description live up to your expectations of Under Siege 2?
I don't think any verbal description could do justice enough to describe Steven Seagal as a human being. I'm still not convinced he's real.
He goes in and he's like, you know how in like, Nightmare on Elm Street, the more you believe in Freddy Krueger, the more powerful he is.
Perception is reality, Cameron.
Yes.
And the only people who can give him strength are the people who believe in him. If you simply choose to ignore him, he's powerless. However, I can say, now having seen that movie, it was not good.
It was not good. You did not. There were parts that you did enjoy. I know you liked the part where he did the Frankenstein walk.
I liked the part where he was terrible at making a cake.
He was whisking the cake. What else?
Whisking is very generous. He whisked half of the cake and then put it in the microwave.
You liked all the parts where he squinted and he sucked in his lips, and then he sucked in his lips. But the part that you loved, that I know you loved, there's a part in the movie where where all the terrorists find Steven Seagal's like bags and shit, and they're like, "All right, who is this guy who's killing our guys?"
Ryback's tactics.
Ryback?
That's what it says. Ryback.
Casey fucking Ryback? Jesus Christ.
Who's Casey fucking Ryback?
Casey Ryback's a former SEAL team captain, a counter-terrorist expert.
He's my instructor at Fort Bragg. He's the best there is.
Where all the good guy military guys get the call from transcribed from Casey Ryback, and all their panic subsides like, "Oh, Casey Ryback is on the train. The day is saved."
And there's still like an hour left in the movie, but they just know that everything's going to be okay because Casey Ryback is on the train.
Yes, sir. Who sent the message?
It's Casey Ryback, sir.
Casey Ryback? Casey Ryback's on this train?
I need you to pull up a side-by-side for me, if you don't mind. I know this isn't going to mean anything to you until you edit this. What made that movie 10 times funnier to me is that the bad guy, you don't know who this is, but he looks exactly like Tony Khan, who is the guy who owns AEW, All Elite Wrestling, and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, did Steven Seagal kill him?
He's the crazy guy who left not NASA.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Your safety is our primary concern. However, if you try anything stupid, federal regulations require that I kill you.
Yeah, that's him. That's him. Look, that's like a dead ringer. Holy fuck.
Yeah, it's really similar.
That's really funny. But we watched Under Siege. Good movie.
No.
No.
This I'm trained for.